Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be the finals from CasterMuse StarLeague Season 3. As far as I know, these have not been cast in English. RJB got me the entire replay pack, so I figured I'd start at the finals and work backwards from there, because the finals are going to be most hype. Again, CasterMuse is an incredible StarCraft Brood War tournament organizer. I put a link to his YouTube channel, his Twitch channel, and his Twitter in the description. Please follow him there if you're interested in live StarCraft events. So game number 1 on Neo Electric Circuit is the top right-hand corner. We have the orange Zerg player. It's going to be Soma. And in the top left, it is sSak. He's red and he is Terran. These guys have been through a gauntlet to get here to the final, you guys. They have beat players such as Snow, Piano, Hero, Zero, Hyuk, Sharp, Killer, Rush, Beast. Did I say Snow? I already said Snow. Sorry. I mean, these are all-time incredible StarCraft players in the year 2020. Again, this was played just last month. So hey, this is some of the more recent content I've ever gotten for my channel. Thank you, RJB, for sending me these replays. Again, if you don't know who RJB is, he casts almost exclusively, if not exclusively, fastest map replays that he has access to. Again, recent stuff. So check him out at his channel by searching RJB YouTube or RJB StarCraft on the YouTube search, and you'll find him. Okay, so what are we doing here on Neo Electric Circuit? Well, nothing too crazy. Looks like an overpool play here out of Soma. Nothing nuts from him. sSak's making a barracks, walling it off at home. And I would say so far so good from both of these players. They're both worker scouting, which is fantastic. And yeah, this is Neo Electric Circuit. You got what look like, I mean, kind of like circuits down here. CPUs, little squares down that way. You know what I mean? And there goes your hatch at about 12 supply. Yeah, about a 12 hatch there. Nothing too crazy. Lings are moving out, but there is a wall, and there will be Marines behind the wall. And there's no indication that sSak should die from this by any stretch at all. The Lings are going the wrong way anyway, because the Overlord hasn't quite scouted this yet, but he will now. He does. Okay. So the Lings are taking a beeline up to this direction. There is a Marine behind the wall. There's an SCV to help hold the wall, and a factory coming up behind it. Another Marine I don't feel like would be a miss, but one Marine does a pretty good job murdering Lings that they can't hit. Wait, murdering Lings that cannot hit him. English is hard sometimes. Man, he's pulled all the workers off gas back here. Interestingly enough, he's got to be saving up resources for a command center, but he can't. These Lings are making sure an expansion is really hard to do. The Lings decide to kind of try to get in here, but look at this repair. This is getting a little bit tight. Again, I really feel like having a couple Marines back there would have made all the difference in the world, but instead he skimps on it. Doesn't get a second Marine, and now there are Lings free inside the base, which is terrible. The good news is there aren't any more Lings coming to murder him. So these Lings are going to be annoying and maybe kill a couple SCVs, but at the very least are not going to win the game for Soma here. Okay, so yeah, 3 SCVs go down. Sucks, but not the worst thing in the entire world. SCV here harassing. Trying to make sure creep colonies can't get tossed down very easily. That's a lair. Again, this looks like a Mutalisk opening, which... boy, I don't know. The Mutalisk opening is eternal, isn't it? It was discovered fairly quickly, this 2-base Muta stuff in StarCraft Brood War, and it persists to this day. It's just such a good opening. Really keeps Terran players at home. Kind of dictates the response and the openings that can be possible. But hey, look who got a Vulture inside the base. I like this from sSak. sSak is a great, great Terran player, by the way. Have you mentioned this? I don't want to spoil anything, but again, he's in the finals. So he did really well against the murderer's row that was involved in this tournament. Yeah, CasterMuse, cool dude. Please check him out. Like, maybe even pause the video, click on the links in the description, then come back. Like, that's how that's how important it is that you check out CasterMuse. The Lings can get in. That's not a wall. Okay, so the Lings are in. What a scrappy game this has been from the start. There's actually a Wraith on the way. Might be needed for base defense, considering how many Zerglings it takes to kill ye old SCVs, but Vulture does make sure the Lings are taken down. Hydralisk Den coming in. There is no second gas, so looks like we're gonna... This is so scrappy! This is 2 base versus 1 base. And yeah, the Wraith, the third thing it can do is kill Overlords. It can harass over on this side of the map because there's no anti-air. It can defend against Zerglings that are inside the house, and it can kill Overlords. A Wraith, very, very much utility here in the early stages of this match. We're 5 minutes in. We're 2 base in it. And now the Spire comes in, and now the Extractor. So he wants a couple Hydras out before he rushes into Mutalisks. And 1 Hydra is definitely enough to destroy this Wraith. As long as the Wraith holds still, because the Wraith is a million times faster than the Hydra. So there you go. 2 Wraiths, or 2 Hydras. 1 here, 1 in the main, and we call it good. We're getting... My goodness. So there's a Machine Shop coming up, which means these Vultures are going to be slow Vultures for some time. It's so weird to see a slow Vulture when they have speed for 99% of your experience with them, you know? He's going... Wow, he's going more Wraiths. Boy, have I died to this on ladder before. Cloaked Wraiths, just like 6 of them showed up at my base, and I was like, oh. I was not expecting this at all. The good thing for Zerg players is that Soma here was expecting it. He's got Overlords for detection, obviously. He's got Hydras for anti-air, obviously. He's probably going to get some Scourge to try to deal with these Wraiths too, because Scourge are zippy and do tons of damage to Wraiths. It's 110 damage, and they only have 120. So, bad news. Bad news if you're a Wraith. So yeah, third base, pretty easy to take. Again, you can knock... I've cast games on this map before, but if you knock down this little power station here, it gives you access to that from the outside, but it's all stacked on top of each other, and if you have splash damage, you can get through. So like Fire Bats can get through here pretty darn easily. Lurkers do the same thing. But just regular old style attacks with Marines or Zerglings or Hydra is not going to work out in the long run. Just takes too long to get there. So 6 Mutas are in production, no Scourge at all. So Muta are going to try to be the answer to these Wraiths. If the Overlords don't have speed, then they can't keep up. But it allows the Mutas to provide basic defense purposes. Or maybe they're just going to go across the map and try to kill the Terran player now. That seems like something I guess we could do. Overlord dead. All right, all right. Picking off maybe 1 or 2 of these drones, but the Hydras are scary and the Mutas are scary. And the Mutas came back because the Wraiths are here. And as long as there's detection, the Mutas will win this fight, but the invisibility is the advantage that these here Wraiths have. So loving it. Love this harass. Great control from sSak. And so far, it's anybody's game right now, I gotta say. It's 44 to 38 total supply. Soma is supply blocked. These guys still don't have speed. This is the most slow Vulture stuff I have seen maybe ever in any game of StarCraft. It's nuts to me. Did he cancel that Machine Shop? He was making a Machine Shop, and he straight up canceled it. But por qué? Por qué cancel a machine? I don't understand. Alright, well, Mutalisks are here. Is there enough anti-air for these guys? I mean, there's Cloaked Wraiths, which kind of on their own. Oh, the Overlord has speed now, though. Hang on. Hang on. Now it gets dicey. Can the Overlord get sniped by these Wraiths before the Wraiths all die? It's a dance. It's a very, very delicate dance here. Irradiate is just about done. sSak is begging that to finish, and it's done. Ready for the Irradiate? Pow. Ahem. Pow. You have enough energy for it. Let's go. And pow. All right. How's the split? How's the splitting? Not great. Okay. Decent in the end. Oh, got the 1 Overlord, but now there's 2. All right, I don't think there's enough Mutas to do anything at this stage. Okay, so 3 basin. We're moving. We're moving into more of a mid-game here now. It was really scrappy for the first 10 minutes. But I think both players are kind of settling back a little bit. sSak really needs to expand is the problem right now. He is on 1 base versus a 3-basing Zerg. I know there's no gas at the 3rd, but still. Okay, this Machine Shop is actually going to finish incredibly. We might get Vulture speed, or we might be done with Vultures entirely. I mean, it looks like we're bioing our way up right now. Again, you've got your Science Vessels with their Irradiate, a huge component for beating a Zerg player if you're going bio. And really indicates you're not actually going all bio, right? Because those are mechanical units and cyborgs and stuff. Anywho, the Wraiths are trying to still accomplish stuff. The Mutas aren't... Ooh, I don't know if there's... This This is a great game number 1. Ow. Scourge hits are bad, though. Don't do that. Don't take Scourge hits. Again, if you're already injured, especially bad. Alright, so it looks like we're protecting and setting up for this third, or maybe just one base pushing. He's like, I'm not spending 400 resources and a bunch of SCVs on a natural base. Let's just go. Let's one base attack this Zerg player. God, this is so high risk, high reward. High risk, high reward. For risk? I don't know what I'm talking about. The lurkers are out, which is going to make it really hard. Again, without that irradiate, this would be impossible, but we do have irradiate. Can't get through there because they don't have any fire bats. Okay, so we irradiate the both lurkers here. Scourge going to try to get hits on those science vessels, but the marine protection is pretty good. Pretty good right now. You just don't have the time for this, man. Once those lurkers are dead... Oh, replacement lurkers, though. Not enough energy for irradiates either. STARK, the longer this goes, the worse it is for you, buddy. The worse it is for you. This Zergling is trying to make sure this back door doesn't get knocked down. But again, it will take forever with Marines to do that. Because again, this is not just one side disruptor. This is multiple side disruptors occupying the same location, which is a weird bug, but something that was discovered a long time ago and used in map making, especially in fastest map. Range coming in, siege mode being researched. I don't... This is suddenly super bad for STARK, you guys. He did have an irradiate, so he irradiated one of the lurkers. That's cool. How about you? Not enough? Awesome. It is 69 to 72 total supply. Pretty even with the Zerg player. That is not a good place. That's not where you want to be. If you're a Terran, is even supply with a Zerg. He is up. But he doesn't have an expansion, you guys. Yeah, man, this is going to be over pretty soon regardless. I don't see this game one extending into the super late game. This is one basing STARK. Can a 3-basing Zerg player have enough? And I just have to imagine he does. He's been on 3-base economy. He's got lurkers. He's got Scourge. He's got the tools he needs to defeat this. There you go. Top side lurker attack. At the very least, going to kill a bunch of SACS units here and force him away from that front door. Oh, yeah, that's brutal. Tank gets left behind and destroyed. Does get a lurker with it. Ooh, that irradiated lurker. Yeah, you need to stay in the ground, buddy. And still, no expansion from SAC. 0 expansion. Ugh. Consume coming in. This is just it. I mean, it is. There's not enough here. The science vessels are down this way. That means you don't have any detection for these lurkers up here. No irradiates available either. Yeah, man. Soma is just going for the jugular right now. Ooh, we do have comsats. Counts for something. Brings his army back. All right, all right. He's kind of stabilizing. He got rid of the army that was directly threatening his front door. But at 63 to 57 total supply, the Zerg player is up. And again, the Zerg player is on 3 bases. He's really trying to take a 4th, too. Which, man, if you have 4 bases versus a 1-basing Terran, you're going to have a bad time. Siege tank attacks are splashy. And that's it, man. SAC's done. A little bit anticlimactic. I think there you go. CasterMuse leaves too. Boy. Yeah, it was a numbers game. That's what it came down to. Oh, boy. All right, man. SAC went for the 1-base play against Soma. Got out macroed to death. Too much larva production. Too much tech. That was it. So game 1 going to the Zerg player. Looking good. I kind of want to see SAC get on 2 bases, but boy, was he not interested in that today at all. Crazy game 1. So game 1 here finishes 8 p.m. around 300, 400 for both of these players. Soma just looking good on that overall score. Outproduced like crazy. Did not outkill, but that's okay. Structures irrelevant for the most part. And just look at this. Gas mine, minerals mine, total spent. You can't beat a Zerg player that out economies you like that. You're just not going to win at all. So, yeah, maybe do better in game 2 here, STARK. You looked a little bit outclassed, but hey, we've got more to go. This is a best of 7 after all. So stick with it. We shall return shortly. Game 2 is here on Clay Fields 1.2. Top left, it is the teal Zerg player this time. It is Soma. And on the top right, the kind of yellow Terran player, sSak. Man, game 1 was so scrappy. Maybe that is an indication of how this entire best of 7 will be. Clay Fields. It's a jungle tile set. Maybe they think this is clay? I don't know, man. The Overlord is scouting the incorrect way here, but he's eliminating a potential spawn point for the enemy by doing so, bleh. Anyway, anything happening here? No, not really. Oh, that's a quick pull. That is a quick pull out of Soma. Alright, man. About a 7 or an 8 pull there would be my guess. Going, ooh, extractor tricking his way into having more available drones than he should have. This is an aggressive opening. Holy smokes. He's going to try to kill sSak real fast. sSak is not walling off, guys. He's not walling off at the top here problematically. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Oh man, this could be another scrappy game in that there will be Lings trying to murder sSak very, very quickly. Here, sub 2 minutes. Yeah, that pool gonna be done. There is no gas. This is slow Ling aggression play of the day. Sending the drone, he needs to eliminate one of the other locations in case this isn't it in the bottom left. So he's sending the drone. Is he checking bottom right? He's going cross? He's going cross, but you have to do this on 4-player maps if you're going to rush. So he is, again, losing a bunch of mining time. But you know what? Information is key. So, okay, so probably not bottom left based on the vision that I have here. And bottom right will be eliminated here very shortly. Yes. Okay, so the Lings need to go to the top right now. And here they go. They adjust their trajectory. There is an expansion behind this. And there is gas getting taken. Alright, alright. So this isn't as crazy a super all-in, but dude, there's not a wall. The SCV can see it. The SCV could see it. Here comes the SCV body block on the ramp. Marine trying to hold the line. Can he hold it enough here? Man, he got just enough advance warning to pull those SCVs. Go on, try to get through, but man, that's 4 SCVs you have to mash through to try to kill those Marines. And I think sSak has held it. I think sSak has held the early pool. And he's fine. This SCV might not make it home, although it does in the end. Excellent work there. And now sSak's ahead. sSak has more workers. sSak has a better army composition right now. And unfortunately, Soma here is left behind. He gambled on that early aggressive opening and did not get it done. So at this point, just making Marines, going to go for a command center, building it on the high ground. And when you have enough Marines, you can crush these slow Lings very easily. Just, they can't close in time to kill you very nicely. Oh, alright. So he decided this was enough. Killing one of those Lings was really important in getting these off of the front doorstep. So he has contained his natural base. Natural base is done for Soma. And he's going for the lair here. It'll be done at about the 4-minute mark. So we've kind of settled into a standard play, I gotta say. Academy in production. Does know, again, he knows where the Zerg player lives because this SCV's been scouting exceptionally well for the last, you know, couple minutes or so. The Lings, oh, they ran around the outside and they're gonna, oh, that Marine probably could have killed one of them, if not 2. Sees the second barracks. That's such a good tell. Oh, and sees the Academy. Okay, so he knows what this is going to be. This is going to be a lot of bio. This is not going to be Vulture shenanigans. This is not going to be teching up to race. This is going to be bio across the board. Probably a couple fire bats. Definitely a couple medics. Dude, this is a lot of Lings that someone just invested into, though. This hurts his economy, man. Oh, all right. Well, shoot. So the Lings, I don't know what they're going to get done. There are a good number of them here. There's not a bunker to fall back to, which is an issue. But again, they don't have speed. Oh, wait, hold on. We didn't get speed, right? I'm pretty sure the initial gas went to getting a lair, and then we got a spire. Yeah, alright, so they're going to try to jump on top of these dudes. There's not a bunker, though. God, that might be a costly mistake, but the Marines avoid getting entirely surrounded. And they're going to save the lives of a couple other SCVs. Man, 2 went down there anyway. Soma's really good at picking off individual SCVs, man, with his Lings. This is great. Alright, so bunker up. Second extractor coming in. Going to be able to make about 5 Mutalisks here. Engineering bay is done. Let's start with the missile turret construction as the spire is just about complete. Better safe than sorry on that timing. So those of you who still don't know what the whole idea was behind my humming cast the other day, by the way, if you didn't see that, it was best versus last on Fighting Spirit, and I just hummed along to the music the entire time. And people were freaked out. They were like, is this a silent protest? I hated this. There's downvotes. I got the second most comments ever on my channel to that video with only 5,000 views. The first most has like 150,000 views. So let me just say, people had some reactions to it. Basically what it was, I was casting a lot of games that day. I think it was a Saturday. I spent maybe 4 or 5 hours in a row casting straight, you know, solo casting. It's a lot of work. And at the last one, I was like, all right, I am pretty tired. My voice is a little bit raw. My throat is raw. Somebody recommended or suggested a couple months ago that I should just do an entire humming cast. So let's try it. Let's see how it goes. And I did. And I didn't explain anything beforehand or in the comments or in the description, but that was it. I wasn't protesting anything. I wasn't trying to send a message of any kind. So if you were freaked out by that, I apologize. But I don't know. I might do it again. At least now you know what's going on. So this Muta harass isn't accomplishing a lot. There's a lot of Marines and medics out. There are missile turrets everywhere. More Mutas in production. Someone's going for a pretty heavy Muta style play. But again, we're 2 base to 2 base, and this is a much better situation for STARK than it was in game number 1, where he was 1 base the entire time. And Soma very quickly was on 2 bases, and STARK never got a second base somehow, some way. There's enough Muta stacked here to take down that turret and take out a lot of these Marines, too. This is getting dangerous. Dude, is STARK just going? He's like, look, man, I can't handle these Mutas. They're super annoying. Let's just go for a push and hope the Mutas don't pick us off one by one as we move across the map. Because this is 19 drones, man. This is 19 drones for Soma. Oh, is he just dead? That bunker's empty. The SCVs are in trouble. This attack needs to win. How does STARK find himself in these positions where his attack needs to win for him to win the game? I don't know. Dude, those are not Sunkens yet. Oh, no. Sunkens are not happening. Marine count kind of scary. This is a little bit dicey for Soma right now. Oh, the Marines are doing so well. Really wounding and weakening these Mutas, but they're picking off individual Marines. Again, at the edges here, the control's pretty good. He's trying to use the high... He's trying to use the high ground. Oh my gosh, is there just enough? He lost his natural, but he cleaned up the attack. Huh, so we've kind of stabilized. Both players have kind of stabilized at this point. It's 2 basing Terran, but now it's a 1 basing Zerg. Wow, alright, so, in the end there, STARK just did enough damage to where he's not done. Right, he's able to drive or draw the Mutalisks away from his main base where they're doing a lot of damage in to defend his own natural base. He was able to kill the natural base. A bunch of Mutalisks died. There are still a bunch, however. There's still 8 of them. A Marine sitting inside the main somehow taking the natural. Ah, never mind. He got a 3rd down here. He snuck one. down here while this was happening. Dude, this third base does not have any lurker defense. That is a wide open and defenseless third base. This game, too, is good. This is a fantastic game, too. I'm loving this series so far. Man, thank you again, CasterMuse. Thank you again, RJB. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the series so far. Look at this dude. This very brave Marine. Well, very brave and very dead Marine. Sometimes being very brave and being very dead are close things. But it's 57 to 51 supply. STARLEAGUE has the lead, as he should at this stage of the game, but this is not your standard macro stuff. I'm going to need to cast more of these. I didn't cast as much of Season 2 as I liked. I'm going to cast more of Season 3. That's my goal. Only one of those Marines was inside the bunker. Everybody else was outside, and they all died. That's hilarious. All right, so many Sunkens here. I don't know if it's enough, especially because some of them are not actually Sunkens yet. The Muta's making a beeline for that mineral line, taking serious hits. But there are no missile turrets behind the mineral line. On the other side, the Marines target firing down ye old sunken colonies. Pa, pa, pa. And the natural base is going to die again. Again, the good news for Soma is he has this third. Oh, but Soma taps out. He's not able to handle the death of his Spire. Wow, sSak pulling it even. Big scary Marine ball with upgrades, with that +1, with the medic support. There was no lurker tech at all there for the Zerg player. He just tried to win with straight up Muta Ling, and he couldn't get it done. Too many upgrades, too much stuff. Was never able to really take down this natural base at all. Lost his own natural base. And then the attack that came in for the second follow-up, the Sunkens weren't enough. He needed lurkers for that, didn't have them. And that was it. His Spire was going to die. He was going to lose his lair. Sure, this was untouched, but you need more than that against a two-basing Terran player who has all of his tech, and your tech is gone. So game 2 in the books. That was sSak coming through. He took some damage. He did not give up, and he got the win. End of the day there, after 11 minutes for game number 2. Unit score is about the same, but resources, I think, is going to be a different story from game number 1. Ends up raising a bunch of buildings, but yeah, this is the one right here. sSak, more minerals mined. Spent a whole bunch. Didn't have as much gas, but guess what? Marines are good if your opponent doesn't go lurkers, it turns out. Fantastico. All right, we're not done. We are far from done in this best of 7. We are 1-1 in this thing. Let's keep this thing going for your Saturday. I'm actually considering moving these to Sunday because it just makes more sense with the Sunday stream being Brood War. You can watch a Brood War cast and participate in the Sunday stream on the same day. So, I don't know. This one will be Saturday, but we might start moving them to Sunday from now on. We'll find out. All right. Great stuff. Let's keep this thing going. We're not done. We are, again, far from done. Hit that like button. Let's keep it moving. Game 3 is here on Polaris Rhapsody. I don't think I've actually ever cast a game on this map before. Let's take a look at it real quick. Top left, Zerg. Bottom right, Terran. For those of you who are just listening. All right, so starting at the top left, this is your natural. Fairly easy to wall off. Kind of wide open, though. Wow, okay, so maybe this is actually hard to wall off. So Terran and Protoss are disadvantaged there. Super wide open here. A lot of ramps, though. I think it's kind of balanced for ZVT at this point. Yeah, there's wide open spots, but also a lot of ramps you can set up on if you're Terran. Like, you can set up here and really prevent the Zerg player from doing much, although we can sneak around this way pretty effectively. We'll see. We'll see who comes out on top. Right. Well, we know there's no proxy play here from the Terran player, or else we'd have seen it already. On the other side, it looks... You're just a scouter, aren't you? You're just a little scouter drone. All right, cool. You go scout. You see what the Terran player is up to. God, that last game was so good. Again, these players, really great players here in the year 2020. Soma, I've had requests to cast Soma games, which was one of the reasons I decided to cast this series, and I just love sSak. I think he's an aggressive, technically excellent Terran player. Obviously making several pushes in that last game and then culminating with a victory. But we are hatch firsting, and that's what the Drone Scout is for. Is to make sure that it's not some kind of a weird proxy play that would destroy his hatch first decision there at 12 supply. So drone trying to harass, but no big deal. SAK's dealt with that a million times before. He'll probably kill this drone. Or at least make a very good attempt at doing it. Overlord, very lonely. We have Overlords generally lead a pretty lonely experience, yeah? I mean, unless they're in a large group, which sometimes that happens. Anyway, as long as not much is happening here in the early stages of game number 3, quick plug for my Twitch channel. If you have ever been out at twitch.tv/Falcon Paladin, you know it's a good fun place to be. I do things like stream the Brood War campaign, StarCraft 2 campaign as well. I play other games like X-Wing Alliance in preparation for the Star Wars Squadrons game that is coming out in October. So stoked for that. I will play games like Fall Guys every once in a while, which is the new hotness, and I'm sure, I mean, everybody is streaming that one, so I don't, like, try to make a living doing it, but yeah, it's just if you want to see Falcon Facecam, that's a good place to go as well. If you want to interact live with me, another good place to go, twitch.tv/Falcon Paladin. Give me a follow, you won't regret it, I promise. Alright, so the opening here is very, very macro from both of these players. Hatch first into 1 rack 6 Spanda Rooney from SAK. There's still the lair, though. The very fast lair coming in here. Mutalisks appear to be the opening. That would be my guess out of Soma, just because it's good, and it's been good, and it will probably be good for another 20 years. That's the Fall Guys music. Music? Okay, everybody knows we all love the Brood War music because it's excellent, right? Now look at this wall. It's a barracks, an academy, and a supply depot. That is a stinky wall to try to construct, but SAK nailed it. So Brood War music is incredible, and I really think the Brood War music is about 10% of why I love it. Like, it's a large section of why I love Brood War is because of the music. And I think Fall Guys nailed the music. I really feel like if Fall Guys was just what it is, but the music was garbage, I don't know that it'd be as popular as it is today. Anyway. Anywho, SCV comes in for another round of scouting. He sees the second extractor. He knows it's going to be a spire. He scouts the spire just to be sure. And he sees the timing on the spire about how big it is and knows when he needs to start tossing up his turrets. So that's going to be an engineering bay. Cha-cha! And so far, nothing different to many of the macro games that I do cast on my channel. It's largely macro-style games, right? Which is part of why I like casting this CasterMuse stuff. Is it's shorter games and strategies that I don't see a lot when I'm looking for games that are 20 minutes or longer, you know? So it's nice. I like it. It mixes things up, and I hope you're enjoying this too. Barracks, barracks, barracks? Dude, okay, so barracks, 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 barracks opening off of 2 bases. This is going to be a lot of bio. There's going to be a lot of Marines, medics, maybe some fire bats. Lurkers are going to be of the utmost importance here as the 3rd base comes up in the top right for Soma. I really would love to see a Hydralisk Den after these mutas come out, but he's going +1 flyer. Is he trying to go for that mutas again? I don't rightly know. We'll have to see together. Are we moving out? SAK going? Yeah, it'd be hard to hum along to this soundtrack. What made it nice for that game I was telling you about was it was the Terran soundtrack the whole time. How do you hum along to this? This is like atmospheric, you're in a cave sounds. Man, it is nostalgic though. It is nostalgic. It takes me back to my early days of playing Brood War back in '98. Again, Soma's Muta control. To get to this point in a tournament as stacked as this one was, you have to have good Muta control. And he does. He's making good trades. He's whittling down that Marine count. STARK does not like what he's seeing, but he is going all over the bio in the known world, getting +1 attack as he did in the last game. His medics are here to heal. Muta count increasing steadily. Again, he's skipping Lurker Tech. He keeps doing this. Well, this is the second game in a row he has done this, is skipping Lurker Tech entirely, which again, if you can withstand this kind of stuff, then you can. But if the Marines and medics make it to the other side of the map, suddenly you're in a lot more trouble. I don't know about this. There's 2 turrets, man. Pow, 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 pow. There's a turret there, too. I mean, the Muta's doing some work, and they did find an area where there are not any turrets to hang out in. Alright, SCV is getting massacred here. Although, see this little sneaky group, again, third base, undefended. He tried to get away with it in the last game, and he did, but this SCV count has been massacred. There's no worker activity at all in the main base, but at the same time, the third base of Soma's going to die. Third base down. All right. Mutas. Hold still, Mutas. There's a lot of Mutas, man. This is so inspirational. Like, mass Muta is good. You just have to be good at controlling your Mutalisks is the problem, which is hard to do. Dude, is he just... Wow. 12 Mutalisks. You can't repair these turrets fast enough to not die. The SCV count has been just destroyed. We're at 15 SCVs right now. And on 2 bases. And sure, it's only a 2-basing Zerg, but he's at 23 drones, which means his economy is better. He's up 58 to 41 total supply. Oh no, Luke at the supply indeed. Is he just going to win this thing with mass Muta? What a madman. I guess that's what happens when you skip science specials, eh? Oh yeah, this feels like a GG moment right here. Marine count getting destroyed. Oh, the Academy dies. There's no medics. Not that they're really helping much because all the Marines keep getting one shot. Yeah, that's gonna die. Okay, so now I can make our Marines. And we're not even microing. SAK is out. Do we not GG anymore? Is GG not considered good manner in StarCraft? I don't think the losing player in either of any of these first 3 games has GG'd out. Huh. Incredible. All right. Well, dude, mass Muta Zergling. It's what he went for in the last game. It did not work out, but guess what? In game 3, it was just what the doctor ordered because you know why? There were no science vessels for Irradiate. He didn't even make a factory. He just tried to go straight up bio, which there's a small window you can get that done, but if the Muta control is good enough, I don't think it's even possible against a good Zerg player, as Soma is. So Soma loses his third base, but is able to do enough damage with the Mutalisks to force SAK to tap out. Amazing. Amazing match. So he's up 2-1 here after 3 games. End of the day, 34,000 points for Soma, 27,000 for SAK. More units produced for the Terran, but lost. Wow, 70 to 21 lost is brutal. That was a shellacking. Resources hugely favoring the Zerg player at the end of the day. And that's it for that game. So we'll be back. We're not done. Again, best of 7. I keep thinking we're done because I don't usually cast full series of Brood War, but we're not. Hit that like button. We'll be back soon. Game 4 is here on Grand Line. We've got ourselves the Terran music going. We're on a desert scape. It's going to be a good one. All right, so bottom left, Terran. Top right, Zerg. They change their colors between matches. Doesn't seem to be a rule about having colors that colorblind people can see for CasterMuse's tournaments, but maybe that would be a good idea. So at the very least, it's an overpull opening from the Zerg player. Terran is not proxying, as he would have SEVs out already. Quick plug for different ways you can support the channel directly if you want. You can click that join button below to become an actual member of the YouTube channel. It gives you access to additional emotes you can do during live streams, allows you to input on what games I play on YouTube and whatnot. Click and join is a good thing to do. Additionally, I'm on patreon.com/Falcon Paladin for as little as $1 a month. There's different tiers there as the pool or the hatch first comes in here at 11 supply. You can support me directly through PayPal, paypal.com/ or whatever, just falconpaladin@gmail.com. At PayPal, we'll get it there. And additionally, I actually accept Bitcoin now. So I had somebody who wanted to toss some Bitcoin at me, 0.0085 Bitcoin to be exact. So that was pretty cool, and he said other people might want to donate as well. So I've got a Bitcoin receive code in the description if you're interested in that one too. So a lot of options available. People ask sometimes what takes the least cut for donations, and the answer is PayPal. If you want to donate through PayPal, that gives me the most of your money. If it goes through YouTube directly, there's a cut taken there. Through Patreon, there's a cut taken there as well. But it goes PayPal best for me, Patreon second best for me, and directly supporting me through YouTube, unfortunately, is the least best option, but also very convenient for a lot of people, so it's fine. So here comes the SCV. Scoutaroonie does end up seeing where the Zerg player is, sees the hatch timing, recognizes it's a hatch first play, which means he can expand right now, and by golly, he wanted to anyway. So it's time to expand. 1-Rax expand versus a hatch first play into a lair at about 250 from der Zerg player named Soma. So yeah, I'm very impressed by both of these players. I'm really enjoying this whole series so far. I hope you are too. And this is just another example of if you request something in the comments of my videos, I'm likely to fulfill that request, to be honest with you. Somebody said I like Soma, and here we are watching Soma. Not too shabby, eh? Aye. Alright. SCV is here to scout things, see what's what. On the other side, this is a command center that's almost done. And kind of, I don't know, what are we doing? Kind of hard to read at this stage, right? I mean, I guess it's possible you could skip lair, go for a bunch of speedlings with speed, and try to kill the Terran that way, and it might actually work if they weren't scouting for it. Because, like, that's not a wall at all. There's no wall to the ramp. But that's why you SCV scout. That's why you have the vision. And even, I mean, even if you're not just going a million Zerglings, speed's on the way for these guys. You could still be going a million Zerglings. He's cut drones for this, man. He's at 15. He was at 13 drones for a minute there. And he's getting a Spire and his second gas. So this is an aggressive, sneaky thing. The Marines are here on the ramp. That's the best place to protect everything that he has. If the bunker finishes, that'd be incredibly good. Speed is done. The Lings are cruising on in. The bunker is not gonna complete. The Lings trying to go for that run by. Oh no, the Marines are not getting inside the bunker. They're all getting absolutely massacred. That was big. That was really, really big. SCV's here to fight because they're decent fighters against Lings. They're the best fighters of all the potential worker fighters in StarCraft because they can't heal themselves. All right, shoot. So that was, I don't know, a lot of Marines died, but otherwise I think SSak's okay. He wishes his Marine count was higher for sure, considering there are Mutalisks that will come try to kill him in about a minute or so. But Engineering Bay is on the way. He was distracted a little bit, but he should be able to have that done and the turrets constructed by the time the Mutas arrive. Ooh, that wasn't a blocked ramp at all. So Zerglings are inside the house. Ooh, doesn't skip the starport this time. Going right to Starport, in fact, which indicates that we're probably... Oh my gosh, a delay on the engineering bay would be humongous. Oh no. Okay, another SCV comes to fulfill that request of an engineering bay. This is like Jaedong with a couple lings inside the house, man. It's rough. It's a rough show. Third base coming up. It's an interesting... So how much... You just mine a little tiny bit, and then you can land there if you're a command center. Or build there if you happen to be the other two races. Alright, so again, about 5-6 Mutalisks popping out here. And depending on how many more mutas he makes is how dangerous this is going to be, a la the last game, you know. So muta's cruising on in. Turrets are done. Timing couldn't be better, honestly. I mean, sure, this southern area is not very protected at all. It's more mutas. Man, is this Soma just being like, I'm gonna kill you with Mutalisks? Sure seems like it is. Dude, that armory is not a bad target either. Academy, stopping, dude, getting stim would be a massively great victory. Is he going after the... No, he's not. He really just wants to kill SCVs, doesn't he? Oh, the Marine count isn't high enough. The turrets are the only thing that are stopping... Dude. Okay, a Valkyrie in production. We do love a good Valkyrie on the channel. Anytime there's a Valkyrie, you guys go nuts for it, which I appreciate because they're pretty. I like them too. Muta's kind of getting whittled out here, honestly. And here's the Valk. Scourge are chasing the Valkyrie out, though. They're zoning it away. Decent control there, though. Not bad at all. Guess what? There's more Scourge, though. It's also scary again. Oh, the Marines just keep getting massacred. The control. Dude, Soma's Muta control is top tier. What he's doing here is not easy to do. I think Valkyrie just died to Scourge. Wait, is that the same one? Either way, the Muta's won out. There's only 4 of them. They're all pretty bruised as well. But guess who has 3 bases and is continuing to pump Mutas? Bam! SAC leaves. Holy cannoli. Alright. Jeez. The Muta control. Soma just won that with Mutalisks. And like, part of it, too, is that he was able to kill a bunch of the Marines with the early Zerglings. The early Speedlings were able to whittle down that Marine count, so it wasn't high enough to deal with the Mutas when they showed up. That was amazing. Amazing Mutalisk control. And suddenly, SAC is in a lot of trouble. He went from tied up in the series to being down 3 games to 1. I apologize. We are moving into a game 5 now. How much more is there for SAC? Can he hang on and try to win this thing? Because he is right on the edge of death. Anytime your opponent has 3 wins in a best of 7, it's a bad place to be. But nicely done. I mean, Soma just been very, very impressive thus far. It would appear the skipping lurker strategy is kind of his deal. So it's working out for him. Oh yeah, 39 to 17 units killed as a Zerg player is disgusting. And then way more gas mined, more minerals mined, and more spent by about 2,000, which is just... If that's all you can do, it's going to be a bad time. Okay, well, let's keep this thing going then. My instincts are like, I want to get out of here because I just cast a game and I don't cast full series of Brood War. No, stick around. We have more. Can he hold off the oncoming Mutalisk onslaught? Or is SAC doomed to a life of not beating the Mutalisks? Stick with it. We'll be here. We're on Neo Aztec. Top side of Neo Aztec is Soma. That's a weird place to mine, little drone. Why? Why did you go around here instead of right here the first time? In the bottom right-ish, it is STARLEAGUE. Again, different colors. But I can force red versus blue, I just realized and remembered, because this is a 2020 replay. Where are we at, friends? We are here on Neo Aztec. We're going to try to see who comes out on top right now. I don't know. If you're Soma, do you just do the same thing and hope that sSak can't handle it? I kind of do. Like, what? I mean, why would you not just go 100 billion Mutalisks with maybe some Ling pressure early and see if sSak knows how to handle it? I mean, that is the rule in these series, is if you can do something your opponent can't stop, then by all means, keep doing it, you know? God, I don't know, man. Overlord scout the wrong direction here. And again, the thing is, you don't have to go a specific opening build to do that either. We've seen him go hatch first. We've seen him go overpool. We've seen him go pool first, but he always makes his Mutalisks, and he always loves them. He always tries to keep them alive and makes way more than just the 5 or 6 that we see sometimes on the channel. This Overlord's going the right direction, but he won't reach here for about 8,000 years, as it turns out. But we are going hatch first. He's like, you know what? I wasn't punished. We're going hatch first, and any of the times I've done it today. So let's go ahead and throw down that 12 hatch. 12 hatch, 11 hatch. I don't know that it really matters all that much. And then send the drone out for some scouting, just in case it is some proxy barrack shenanigans that will kill me if that's what it is. But Neo Aztec, pretty big map. Hard to find where your opponent has spawned. I believe it's a 3-player map. I've cast games on this one before. Drone scouts around, says, okay, barracks is at home. I don't see any gas or anything, and it looks like that SCV count is pretty heavy. So it looks like it's going to be a 1-Rax Expander Rooney, which is fine by me. And yeah, nothing crazy happening here. Quick plug, though, for the Falcon Paladin store. Just falconpaladin.store. Easy to find on the internets. We've got shirts, hats, mugs, pillows, hoodies. It is starting to get cold. Start to get cold here in the Northern Hemisphere fairly soon. So having a nice Falcon Paladin hoodie might not be a bad thing for you. We can accept payments in all different currencies. We can ship anywhere in the world. Check it out. See what we have to offer. Falcon Paladin. .store. Okay, not store. It's just store, okay? Second barracks coming up here. The SCV wants to know how many Lings are going to come try to kill him, because that's what really messed him up in the last game, was not being quite prepared. That bunker was just late, is the thing. If that bunker is early, I think things go a lot different for him. That's what the timings are all about, though, you know what I mean? Academy on the way here. Marines ready for a small number of Lings, but not, you know, 10 or 12 of them, which would be just disastrous for these dudes. Lair pops, Spire done. Timing for Soma is disgustingly good because this is what he loves to do. Second gas will get taken eventually here. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. And here come these Lings. But look, the bunker timing, better this time. And there's SCVs ready to repair and body block, and there's not nearly as many Lings this time either. So think we're good. All right, sSak not gonna die. The run by though. Oh, the speed kicked in, and now there's Lings inside the house, and now your Marine count is in a lot of trouble. Oh, I mean, you don't give an additional attack upgrade to Lings when they get speed, but why does it feel like they hit harder or faster somehow? It's not the case, but man, being able to speed is nice. Being able to speed. Good English, Falcon. That is your first language, right? Alright, man. So the early Ling damage was done. A couple SCVs died. A couple Marines died. Worker count is even. Got enough for about 5-6 Mutalisks when this thing pops. The engineering bay was not... Hold on. Not forgotten. Third base coming up here. Actually kind of expanding towards the Terran. That's interesting. It's good for rallying Mutalisks from that base if you want to just murder your dude with Mutas the whole day. Is it time? Is the Mutalisk time upon us? It is. The Mutalisks gather in the mist. STARLEAGUE. He's got his Marines. He's got his medics, but they have not been enough in the past. Simply not enough. As the control exhibited by Soma has been disgusting throughout this entire series. It feels like a repeat, man. I don't want this to end here, but by golly, it is not looking good. Marine count a little healthier than it's been in the past, but the Muta count keeps increasing. +1 flyer attack coming in. More Mutas keep getting added to the pack all the time. Oh, 2 medics get taken down. That's just it. Anyone who's on the edges gets killed. If you're on the outside, you die. Do you want the Marines to die or the medics to die? The answer is probably neither. Using this high ground to his advantage a little bit. Is he disappearing? Look at this. Look at this from SAK's perspective. It's like, where are the Mutas going to come in from next? Producing 2 Marines at a time and medic. And there they are. Oh, they're gone again. It's like a horror movie. It's like, where's the villain going to come from? Where are they going to go? And every time, there really hasn't been adequate missile turret protection, although this is pretty good. Repair! Ah, no repair. Dude, is SSak just given up? He hasn't even tried to repair any of these turrets at all. Okay, well, the Mutas are in the house, and it's time to go. So that's it, SSak says. I mean, killing the Nat and getting up into the main is how you're going to win this game. Killing that third base will do nothing for you, friend. I promise. Your SCV count has been massacred. Everyone's been pulled off the line. Marines keep popping out and instantly dying. You have no reinforcements to speak of anymore. He's trying to Ling Muta the top of this ramp. I love this positioning from him. That's really good stuff. Alright, the Mutas are all home, and they're not even microing. There's just enough Mutalisks here that they're going to win the day, and I think that's it from SSak. I don't see how he wins this thing. He's down 64 to 46 total supply. He was not able to kill any bases. He's killed no drones today. And he's technically alive, but he's dead, to quote one of my favorite movies. There's a Queen's Nest on the way from Soma, just for funsies. Look, see how you can repair for a little bit at least? I mean... Okay, there's 12 Mutas now with +1 attack. That was not the case in the main. I think he could have repaired more effectively. Look at this. Is he disappearing up into that high ground? Nope. Yes. Where is he? He's over here now. God, that's so annoying. Muta control, man. Looking overpowered here. From Soma. He is just ready to take this thing, win the cash prize, and move on. I mean, 71 to 42. It's just not... is not happening. And the fact that he's doing it without lurkers. Remember when I was like, you need lurkers to deal with this? And someone's like, shut up, Falcon. No. I don't. Turrets are buying some time, but SSak's out. Again, no GG, but that's it, man. Soma wins your best of 7 series. 4 games to 1 with a herjillion Mutalisks. And virtually no Zerglings. He is making Mutalisks look like they did back in StarCraft 1. This is incredible. He's absolutely making it look like Mutalisks did back in early 98 when StarCraft 1 was a thing. There was no Brood War yet. And the mutas were just every matchup, every Zerg went mutas, and they were amazing. Which is why Corsairs were invented, Valkyries were invented, and for ZVZ, Devourers were invented. But, yeah, man. That was nuts. Valkyries didn't really work out because Soma just adds in Scourge. I don't know what STARK is doing wrong here other than maybe not repairing those initial turrets and allowing the snowballs of mutas to get really big. More Marines, possibly. Just better macro. Hard to say. There are some experts here in chat. What do you do against Mass Mutalisk if you're STARK there? Because he's going home. And I mean, for all the damage he did, all the damage he did, all the games he won to get to these finals, I don't even... And for him to look like this, that is très difficile. Okay, well, end of the day, tons, like just more points. 34,000 and 23,000 is a pretty big shellacking. 58 to 22 on that kill count. 9 raised, way more gas mined, the same amount of minerals mined, and more spent by about 3,000. That's a 3 basing versus a 2 base. The harassment of the SCVs was massive, and that's all she wrote. Incredible. All right. Well, you know what? A sad time for the Terran fans, but I don't know that Zergs have had the best times for Brood War on the channel recently either. So, Zergs, be happy, be pleased. And that's going to be it for me today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.